Hello, my name is Barry Borowitz. I'm one of the partners here at Borowitz and Clark, and today we're going to talk about common myths in bankruptcy. One of the most prevalent myths in bankruptcy is that you lose everything you own when you file a bankruptcy. Nothing could be further from the truth. In California, we have a list of exemptions. Exemptions are things you get to keep in bankruptcy: houses, cars, household goods, retirement plans, motorcycles, clothing, jewelry. Those are all things protected in California. In fact, 99% of all Chapter 7 bankruptcies filed in California result in no assets going to the trustees at all. And a good bankruptcy attorney, prior to filing, will realize what assets you might lose or what assets you might not lose and seek to do asset protection, seek to change those assets into assets that can be exempted. Or they put you into a Chapter 13. Some clients have simply too many assets, and for those people, we reorganize and pay back a small portion of their debt so as not to give up the extra car or the motorcycle or the timeshare. So, when you file bankruptcy, chances are good, if you use a good attorney like us, you're not going to end up losing any of your assets. One of the other prevalent myths in bankruptcy is that you can't get rid of taxes. Now, the IRS wrote the IRS code, and the United States government wrote the bankruptcy code. So they did make it harder to get rid of taxes than, say, credit card debt. But a good attorney will know what the rules are and how to get rid of those taxes. The taxes have to be at least 3 years old. You had to have filed those taxes at least 2 years ago. The IRS had to have assessed you those taxes at least 240 days ago, and there can't be any valid tax liens. If those things work, then we can get rid of your taxes. An analysis needs to be done prior to filing the bankruptcy to determine whether or not they're going to be discharged. In many cases, the taxes do go away, and in some cases, they don't. Many people believe that filing bankruptcy will result in the loss of their job. Again, bankruptcy myth. In fact, there's a code section, section 525B, that specifically prohibits terminating an employee for having filed a bankruptcy. I've been doing this 25 years. Not one single person that I filed bankruptcy for has told me they lost their job because of a bankruptcy. So that's just not true. Many people believe that both a husband and wife have to file bankruptcy together. Again, that's a bankruptcy myth. In Chapter 7 bankruptcy, families have a choice. Sometimes it makes sense to file a bankruptcy for a husband and wife. They both have debt. They're both on the car loan that got repossessed. Any number of things can require them to file together. But in many cases where all the debt is in one spouse's name, we file for just one spouse. Now, this is a community property state, and therefore the spouse's assets and income do affect what I can do for the one spouse that's filing. So we do get information on both spouses, but many cases are filed for just one spouse. One of the common bankruptcy myths is that bankruptcy leads to divorce. Nothing could be further from the truth. 50% of all divorces are money related. People are fighting over, what did you charge on a credit card? How do we pay it? How do we make our bills every month? Bankruptcy wipes out that stress. I've been doing bankruptcy for 25 years. I would say that I've saved more marriages than most marriage counselors. We wipe out one of the biggest irritants to a happy marriage, and that's the debt. You file the bankruptcy, solves all those issues. Now, that may not solve all issues in a marriage, but it's going to solve the big one that ends most marriages.